Riftbound Proving Grounds are here, and we get to see a look at the champions, legends, and signature cards for this product that's coming in October of this year for English-speaking countries. This is a starter-first product. These are legends and champions designed with new players in mind. No matter your TCG experience, no matter your experience with card games, you're going to be able to pick up a Proving Ground box, and you're going to be able to learn, expand, and grow with this game, allowing you to go to your locals, your Nexus Nights, your regionals, and have a fighting chance against more established players. And it's the first step in your journey to becoming a summoner of the Rift. To me, one of the biggest selling points is these acrylic standees that display different emotions, so you can display how you're feeling throughout the game. That is just a cosmetic boost. The playmats look very cool, and we get a first look at the brand new champions. So let's take a look at Garen. Garen is a physical order legend with two champions, Garen Rugged and Garen Commander. Garen Rugged is a assault 2 shield 2 character that is 6 cost with 1 physical power and 5 might. That offers assault 2 and shield 2, so whether attacking or defending, this character gets +2 to its might. So you can interact with its 5 might outside of combat, but during combat, that is always going to be a 7 might unit for 6 and 1 power. Order Garen, however, Garen Commander is still a 6 cost 1 order power, 5 might, but other friendly units here have +1 might. So if you're running a recruit tactic, if you're running a spam tactic, this is going to be a very powerful unit to be able to bolster the additional units, and that kind of fits in with the commander playstyle. Then we have Decisive Strike. Decisive Strike being a 5 cost 1 power of either physical or order that has an action, so you can play it during your turn or during showdowns. Give all friendly units +2 power this turn. It's kind of like a Grand Stratagem Light. It works in like that Neurosiphon kind of aspect, but it gives all units that additional power. So it means that even if this showdown, it means that once this showdown's over, all the units in your base, all the units on your other battlefields, all have that additional +2 as well. It is a Grand Stratagem Light. I really like this a lot. And Garen himself, Might of Dementia. When you conquer, if you have 4+ units at that battlefield, draw 2 cards. So Garen is looking to be a recruit unit heavy deck. I imagine this is going to be a great one for players who are looking to learn a more unit based strategy. You're looking at being able to just play lots of units, conquering bases, having to utilize keeping your units alive as well as conquering, so you can get that additional draw 2. Things like Decisive Strike are going to be absolutely perfect, allowing you to do that. This is a very cool starter character that could have some powerful plays outside of the starter sphere, but will be great for people to learn a unit focused kind of hold and combat strategy. And that is something we will see as we come into more of these starter characters. And remember, these are all starter characters that are designed to be a new player friendly. They may not be overpowered, they may not be the most competitive, but they will be easy for new players to digest, especially if you've never played a TCG before. We have Lux, Lady of the Luminous City. This is a Mind Order character. So we have Lux Illuminated on Mind, 6 cost 1 power 5 might. This is something we might see as a running theme, it appears. When you play a spell that costs 5 or more, give me +3 might this turn. Then we have Lux Crown Guard, who is the order, a 4 cost 2 might, exhaust as a reaction, add 2 to your rune pool. You can only use it to play spells. And then we have the 8 cost spell Final Spark that deals 8 damage to a unit. So on the opposite of Garen, we have Lux. It looks to be very heavy in the spell themes, and I imagine this is how this character is going to play down. We're going to be looking at a lot of utility spells, a lot of spell recursion, a lot of more of a reactionary kind of control gameplay, whereas Garen is going to be more aggressive and kind of fighting to take control of battlefields in a more traditional fashion using units. it looks like Lux is going to be more of a combination play, a spell play, a more controlling aspect, and that's very cool for their symbols. It's very cool, again, adding to this learn to play style. You've got Garen, who's just taught you how to play units. Let's move on to Lux, and let's show you how to play spells. And Lux themselves, whenever you play a spell that costs 5 or more, draw a card. So Lux is not here for a short time. Lux is here to play the long game. You're going to need to have lots of runes down to utilize that spell ability, because if you play a spell that costs 5, you're not going to have many runes left up in the early game. So even if you draw a card, you may not have the ability to use those cards. This is a very cool aspect, and it's going to show people, this is going to be a great way to teach people about resource management, the long game, being a controlling, more reactionary player, and I think this is a great way to do it. And I think Lux is going to be absolutely perfect at showing this off. Let's take a look at Master Yi. Master Yi is a calm physical character. The physical Master Yi has ganking, allowing it to move from battlefield to battlefield, and enters ready at 7 cost 6 might. Then we have the calm Master Yi on the Then we have the calm Master Yi at a 5 cost 1 calm power 4 might. That says if you have 8 or more runes, I have plus 4 might. So again, we're looking at this more control kind of aspect. It's going to take you a while to get to Master Yi, but showing that he has got this physical prowess, he can be aggressive. This is going to be more of a mid-range character. Signature spell for Master Yi is Highlander, a 4 cost spell. Reaction means it can be played during your turn, during a shutdown, or as a response to another ability being played. Choose a friendly unit. The next time that unit dies, instead recall it exhausted. So you put it back to your base exhausted. As a 4 cost spell, that lets me keep one of my biggest units alive, especially if that's a Master Yi Honed or Master Yi Meditative. That's going to be very powerful, very solid, and going to be a great way to show this mid-range playstyle with an aspect of control, kind of feeding in from Lux, but going, here's how you can make this a bit more aggressive. And then we have Master Yi Wuju Bladesman that says if a unit defends alone, give it plus 2 might. So again, feeding into that kind of mid-range aggro. Not only are you going to be taking the battle, not only are you going to be taking the fight to them with units, but your chance that you're going to be using those units by themselves. Having this kind of standalone mentality with Master Yi Hone being a 6 might, Master Yi Meditative trying to maintain that 8 might, and then going, well, while it's on a battlefield alone, it gets plus 2. As long as you're getting control of a battlefield and then you get to hold it, that is what Master Yi is doing. It's taking parts of what Lux is doing, which is more broadside control and reactionary, and going, I'm going to go for a defensive hold strategy on battlefields. This is very cool and very thematic into the symbols, and we've seen already on these symbols, physical and calm have got good counter spells, good spell reaction, good removal. I could see Master Yi being a very difficult one to deal with in the Proving Grounds. The last character we have coming in from the Proving Grounds is one I was very excited when I learned about this character a little bit more. We have Annie and Tibbers. So Annie is a Fury Chaos along the lines of what we've seen with Jinx. We have Annie Fiery and Annie Stubborn. Annie Fiery, your spells and abilities deal 1 bonus damage. This is a 5 cost 1 Fury power 4 difficulty that basically goes your disintegrates, your firestorms, all these spells that you're running, all your abilities that you're running on these symbols that deal damage get to deal an additional 1, which could be huge. And as that's just a blanket plus 1, and it doesn't have any kind of cost, it just gets to sit there and have fun. Then we get Annie Stubborn on the chaos side of things, a 4 cost 1 power 3 might. When you play me, return a spell from your trash to your hand. This is powerful. Being able to pick up any spell from your trash and add it to your hand when you play them. This could be a clencher. This is a very cool thing. There's so many good spells in Chaos, And if you combine that with Fury, where you can get things like Cleave, where you can start picking up Firestorm, Super Mega Death Rockets, if you put this into Jinx, you're going to have a lot of fun. And we have Tibbers as their signature unit, an 8 cost, 2 Fury or Chaos power, 7 might. When you play me, deal 3 damage to all units at battlefields. So if you play any Fiery, then drop a Tibbers the following turn, you then get to deal 4 to every unit on a battlefield. This is going to allow you to deal with Victor's kind of spam play. It's going to allow you to go into a battlefield, into a showdown with a huge advantage. If you can get the right line of damage going, you're going to be able to board wipe very quickly and very powerfully. If we see as Master Yi being that I'm going to hold a battlefield character, I'm going to take a battlefield, hold it, use my spells and abilities to maintain my hold. Annie is on the opposite side of that spectrum, where Annie's going, I'm going to take your battlefield. I'm going to burn you. I'm going to dismantle your battlefield, and piece by piece in this war of attrition, I'm going to burn you before I even step foot into this battlefield. And then when I walk in, you're going to be so weakened, so exhausted, so deplenished of your resources that I just walk in and take it from you. This is a very cool one. This is probably the one I'm going to try and play the most when I get my proving grounds and I'm teaching people the game. It's right up my playstyle along with Jinx, and I think some of these cards, and I think this is a very cool character. And then I still haven't mentioned Annie herself, Dark Child, that has a nice static ability at the end of your turn, ready 2 runes. So you get to awaken 2 runes and have them ready to go. This is going to be great for your control aspect, for being able to add additional might, using Cleave, using these spells that once you've taken a battlefield, you get to maintain control of it, and utilizing these abilities like with Annie Stubborn, being able to pick up a spell and then go, cool, but the opponent goes, yeah, but you exhausted out, and you go, I was exhausted out, but 2 of my runes get to awaken. You can combine that with some battlefields that let you awaken even more after you conquer. You can have a lot of ready resources waiting for your opponent's turns, allowing you to stay in control of this battlefield. I think this product is perfect for new players. None of these characters are kind of overpowered. The way that these abilities kind of flow, each legend teaches you a different aspect of the game. Unit control, battlefield holding, spells and reactions. Every single champion, every single legend in here is designed to teach you a different aspect of the game, so that as long as you play each of them and get a good handling on how each of them play, when you go to your local Nexus night, when you go to a regional, when you take part in pre-releases, you're going to know how the game plays, but also how legends play and how these kind of strategies go down. I'm very excited to see how other people react to this. I know other content creators have already checked this out, so please do go check them out. Please do let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I am very excited to see how other people have reacted to this product. I think the Proving Grounds is a great way to handle a starter introduction product. Moving on to the structure decks and then into the boosters, I think this is an absolute win, and the way that this was designed, the way that this will play out, and the way it will teach anyone who wants to play this game, where no matter how much experience they have in card games, is just an absolute win. I think this is how a starter product should be handled, and especially given that Riftbound is meant to have that multiplayer focus. Having this 4-player free-for-all, this 2v2, or even breaking it down into 1v1s, allowing people to learn different aspects, different ways to play the game. Absolute win. This is beautifully done by Riot and UVS. I will catch you all next time. I'll see you all at Drift the Rift, and I cannot wait for October to get here so I can start playing some Riftbound with my locals. I'll catch you all next time. Bye.